Yeah. You know what it is? Shit. It's your one and only Detroit motherfucking fire in the motherfucking house. You know what it is? AKA, you know, they say digital gold 3D, motherfucker. Digital gold 3D. I came up with that shit many years ago, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm known as Detroit motherfucking fire in the fucking house. We're gonna bring the house down and shit. And you know, I haven't made a video in a while. You know, I've been busy and shit. Busy as hell, you know. Hey, when you drive a truck, you're extremely busy. You got shit to do, man. You got to drive. You got other shit to do. And it's like that. You know, it's like that these days, man. It's like that these days. It's like that sometimes, you know. You're going to have that, right? I had like a crazy motherfucking week already. Crazy ass motherfucking week, you know. Shout out to the motherfucking Ultra boys down there in South Kakalaki on that smacky. You know what it is. You know what it does. I'm well known throughout the whole motherfucking country, biatch. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm Detroit Fire, and that's what it is, you know. Yeah, kind of like a crazy week, you know. Earlier this week, it was kind of normal things, normal shit, normal things, you know. I picked up a load in like Flint, Michigan of automotive parts, General Motors parts, and it was going all the way to Reno, Nevada. Long ass fucking drives, like 2,400 miles. You know, long ass drive. Not too bad. It was near the end of it. It was kind of working me. You know, it was kind of hard, and it was just things like normal things like your back. And, you know, like kind of like my hips and my knees and ankles, it gets stiff, and I had trouble like sitting in the seat and driving. Like I had to stop and get the fuck out of the truck and start moving, walking around and shit and stuff. So it's just normal things that you have to deal with that comes along with driving a truck, you know. So I get to Reno, Nevada. I realize when I get there that this load I have of automotive parts, very light load. It was only like 30,000 pounds, very light. So I had no problem with the hills or anything like that, you know. So really good fuel mileage also, which I don't have to worry about, but I don't pay for the fuel. But this load here, so I dropped off a load in Reno, those parts. And like I said, it's a drop and hook. You drop, you loaded in the street for some reason. Penske. Fuck Penske, can suck my dick. Same thing with Universal. Universal can suck my dick. Shitty fucking companies. I can't stand Penske and how they do shit. They don't want us to do anything in their lot over there in Reno. You know, they put a big old sign up, don't pull in, park on the street. You know, shit like that. You got traffic going by, and they want you to detach the trailer, unhook from the trailer, and the yard jockey, he comes and picks up the trailer and goes and picks up your empty trailer and brings it out to you, right? Which is not safe, you know. I don't think so. You got to do this work associated with detaching and also hooking back up, that you're out there in the street and you got to watch for traffic. Dangerous, very dangerous. So you got to be careful, and I think that is wrong by them for them doing that. And they should allow us to just pull in their entry point, handle it from there, and go from there, not fuck it in the street, you know. So there was some room, there was plenty of room, but it's just, you know, you got to watch out for traffic, man. You know, people will run your fucking ass over. They don't care, you know. And it's not like they don't care, it's just they don't have the ability to pay attention. Everybody's on their phone, and a lot of people have a lot of like, they don't have good reaction time to things, you know. So, but I get this empty trailer, and this motherfucker, I'm over driving, and I was like, man, something's not right about this fucking trailer, man. You know, and the trailer turned out has no brakes. Okay. So, I'm sitting there thinking, man, something is not right about this fucking trailer. And I get on underneath back there, look back there, and look, and say, everything looks okay. Like, I don't hear no air leaks. I don't see anything damaged. All the tires are good except one tire. And, you know, what the fuck? So I was like, well, then the brakes got to be out of adjustment. right? Really bad. Now, number one, I want to know who the fuck brought that trailer all the way to Reno, Nevada, right? Where they have an account with Penske to distribute these parts, okay? Because we have our trailers there, we're dropping and hooks, so we have an account with them. Either, I think it's got to be with General Motors because they're supplying the parts, right? So, who the fuck is gonna drive that fucking trailer with no brakes? And then at the same time, like, you cannot slide your tandems. Like, I can set my brakes up here and then just drive on. Nothing back there is grabbing. The brakes are not setting. So they told me they had this much. It's supposed to be like kind of like this in between the brake pads and drum. I mean, really small gap. We're talking like, I think it's somewhere like a quarter of an inch, something like that. You know, it's a very small gap, a very small quarter of an inch or 3/8 and 1/8 of an inch. You know, something like that. I don't know the really high specifics of the brakes and stuff, but I do know how to look at the brakes when I can and see if they're worn out. Because if it's got disc brakes, if the trailer has disc brakes, you can't see the brake pads. If it's got drum brakes, you can get back there and look. But if the trailer didn't have drum brakes, I'm like, oh, the brake pads are good. So it's got to be out of adjustment, you know. So why were they out of adjustment in the first place? Why didn't the driver notice? Because for me, I can start driving and an empty trailer, even though it's empty, right away when I step on the brakes, I'm gonna know right away something's not right. Okay. So I get over there to the next shipper was for Starbucks coffee. They have a shipper up in Reno, and they want you to slide your tandems to the rear, the trailer tandems to the rear of the trailer so they can load the truck. I always kind of like that was stupid. It never really makes sense. It makes sense kind of like for their dock, because if they're not they're slid forward, there's going to be a little bit more of a imbalance, and when, you know, and stuff. But remember, their dock is fucked up. But this is a new building, so their docks can't be fucked up. The trailer's not going anywhere. The truck's not going anywhere. And it does add a little bit more stability when you enter the trailer, because the wheels are slid all the way back, right? All the way to the back. But all this fucking sliding and forward and all this shit is just, it's kind of ridiculous. But that's what they require, right? So I'm like, man, I can't slide my tandems. What the fuck is going on here? You know, and I'm looking in my driver mirror, and I'm like, hey, I see the fucking wheels turning, but my brakes are set for the trailer. I was like, this is fucked up, man. So I got to get this load, you know. I got to get this load, and we got to deal with this. We're going to deal with this after the fact. So I had to grab their fucking 2 wheel chocks from 2 different doors, you know, one from mine and one from another door, and put it back there at the trailer tandems so it chocks it off, so I am able to slide it. And this works decently pretty good when the trailer is empty. But once it's loaded, you start pulling on that shit back there, it'll roll right over those fucking wheel chocks. So I learned that. So empty trailer, you wheel chock it, you can slide. Okay. And then when I was loaded, they load the trailer, and then it was empty. I tried it again. I got it to move a little bit, but it just wanted to run right over it. You know, just there's a lot of fucking weight to hold back, and the wheel chocks are not that big. If they were bigger, or maybe I could have grabbed 2 more, and then that would have helped. But that's not how that works. Okay, you got to be able to set the trailer brakes. And how these brakes work on semi trucks is that you have a big old brake chamber. Okay, we call it a coffee can, and there's a spring inside there called spring. We call them spring brakes, whatever. And when you fill that chamber, it collapses that spring to free up the brakes. Okay, when you release the air, when I pull the valve here, you hear that. That is the air escaping the brake chambers. Okay, there's 4 of them. two per axle. There's two axles. So I know that's working. But there's the brakes out adjustment, so you have no brakes, right? So I said, I called dispatch, says I got a problem. I don't have any trailer brakes. So it says, we'll go to the Love's over here today and get it checked in and everything. I said, well, I'm not going today. I'll tell you that right now, I'm tired. And, you know, I know these things like the back of my hand. Because I'm already tired. I've been driving, you know, doing all this shit. That was a full day. It was on a Friday, you know, yesterday. So, a full day, I'm done. I already know how this shit's going to work. So I said, I'm going to go there tomorrow. I went there on Friday, yesterday evening, afternoon. I said, hey, I got a problem, blah, 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 da, da, da. They said, well, the mechanic comes in at 8. And tomorrow, you know, we're first come, first serve. Get here by our repair door around 7:30. So they say 7:30. That means to me 7 o'clock. Okay. So, because there's other drivers there pulling in there waiting for service. I'm glad I did get there early because these guys, man, they dragged their dicks all day long, dragging dicks. And like I said, that's why I didn't want to do it the same day because I was already exhausted and tired of dealing with the bullshit. And I'm like pissed off, like, who the fuck pulls this trailer like that with no brakes? You know? So I get there and I don't leave there. I get there at 7 o'clock in the morning. They don't open the door. Supposedly 8 o'clock, but they didn't open the door until 8:30. The truck didn't get in the bay until like 8:45. Then the truck sits there for the next 2 hours. I don't know what the fuck these guys are doing over here in Friendly, Nevada. But they were shit. The ones running around over here, the fucking boss, the service manager, he's on drugs or pills, and shit like that. He's like retarded and shit. You know, this is the shit you got to deal with, and you got to see ahead of time. Because I'm pure fucking sober. I see ahead of time what's happening. That's why I said I want to deal with that shit. Tomorrow I'll deal with that shit. They're like, go today. Fuck that shit. I ain't dealing with that shit. I already know what's gonna happen. So they get the brakes. They figure out what it was with the brakes. No air leak. You know, it just brakes are out of adjustment. And then I said, okay, we got the spare tire here. We got it. I'm gonna put on my spare for a trailer tire because it's got a big chunk of rubber missing on one of the tires and the wires are showing. That's a blowout. So I'm like, put on my spare, and that's it. That's all I need. So they okay. So they get the brakes fixed, and then I can lock my tandems and all that shit, you know, because I was not able to lock them because they can't get the brakes to set. So they leave and said, okay, man, we got to do a road call. I mean, that just right there is bullshit. They're not even done with this. We're not even completed with this service. Why would you leave it? And who are you leaving it for? Oh, the tire guy. Then the tire guy is like, well, I got to do a road call too. Yeah, we're all doing road calls over there. And it sounds like a bunch of bullshit. Like nobody doesn't want to work. So the guys that fix my brake, they leave to do a road call, and I'm waiting, and second shift shows up, right? And they called me in the shop and said, what's wrong with the brakes? I'd start telling them what it is, and I'm like, well, you know, they already fixed it. But it was. You know, they left. Who fixed it? I said, the other guys that went in a road call, they fixed it already. You're like, oh, okay. They don't even fucking know. Nobody said nothing. Those guys didn't say nothing. Nobody else say nothing. Blah, 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 blah. They just walk off. Right? It's like, well, the only thing now I need is the fucking spare tire. I need to put on a spare right here. You know. Oh, okay. 3 hours later for a fucking spare tire. Put on a spare. That's ridiculous. An experienced tire changer. You know, actually, to be honest with you, changing a tire, putting on a new tire in a semi truck really is not that hard. The sidewalls are very, very flexible. It's big sidewalls. They're very flexible. And you know, with enough lube, you can pop them things on and put it back on the truck. It's really not that hard. It's really not. Okay, it's not like low profile tires or some shit like that, right? An experienced guy. You can pull up videos right now and watch an experienced tire changer for a semi truck, and he will change that fucking tire, pop it off, and pop a new tire on there. No less than fucking like 5 minutes. No less than, but it takes them 3 fucking hours. Okay? That's unbelievable. And we got to pay for that service. And that's why I said I already know Love's is a Love's, also aka Speedco. Speedco is associated with Love's Truck Stop. Their service is garbage. Nobody knows. Everybody's running around doing whatever they want to do, and everybody stands around joking around all day, and they're like laughing in our faces. Like, you know, like, leave them sitting right there. Fuck it, right? That make no sense. Garbage service. And we got that shit all taken care of. You know, all that shit's done. Thank God. That's why the other truck driver, he just leaves that shit like that. Fuck it, because he don't want to deal with what I just told you. But no, you have to have fucking brakes. You have to have good tires. You have to go through the bullshit. Okay? Because I'm not dealing with no fucking blowouts and all that shit. That's a pain in the fucking ass. You don't know where you're going to be. And you got to deal with the company too. They'll tell, oh, drive over here. No, I'm not driving. Please drive. No, I'm not driving. Oh, they don't want to do road calls and stuff like that because it costs more money to do a road call, which doesn't make any sense. It's like taking advantage of the situation to do a road call, you know, to send somebody out there. But, you know, that's how trucking is, and that's what it is. I'm not bitching about it or complaining. I'm just telling you how it is. That is what it is. Okay, it never changes. So, I just want to know, my big thing is I want to know who the fuck drove this trailer with no brakes. Because you can't do anything. You can't slide your tandems. You can't do a fucking thing. You know, I did my little diagnostic to try to figure out what's wrong with it. And I kind of narrowed it down that the brakes are fucked up. Something's wrong with the brakes. The actual brakes. Okay? So, as I'm waiting there, you know, I met this cool dude, man. Another truck driver. I don't know. I forgot to ask his fucking name. We were in conversation. Pretty cool dude. You know, he had to get an oil change and stuff. He says, normally I do it myself. But he has a pretty cool ass fucking Peterbilt. You know, painted and everything. And pretty fucking badass. It was a badass truck. And I was like, man, how the fuck did you do it? How'd you fucking get the truck like, how'd the fuck you do it? Because them things are fucking expensive. Especially what he's got. You know, painted engine, painted fucking truck, custom paint job, you know, Peterbilt truck, a custom transmission and all this stuff, custom shit that he wanted. But you know, he told me how much it was. Like he paid for the truck and everything. It was like $250,000. I'm like, I think people in general just want to just be able to say that, right? $250,000. It's $500,000. And I'm sitting there like, really, dude? Like, come on, man. Like, I know numbers. I know the game of truck driving. And you don't need to spend nowhere near that type of fucking money. You don't. You don't need to spend that type of fucking money. With that type of money, I probably could have bought me 20 trucks like that. But you just got to know what you got to do, right? Now, number one, he runs the West Coast and he's got to deal with California, so he has to be compliant with emissions. I don't give a fuck, California. California can suck my dick, and plus they can suck my dick on their 55-mile-an-hour fucking speed limit for trucks, and it's actually been proven to cause bigger problems. But it's good for them. So they can ticket your ass, you know. So I understand getting a truck you want, but I can look around and I see trucks like his that are probably like 60 grand, 50 grand here, you know, 75 grand there, you know, at the bottom end of it, you know, maybe a little bit older truck, not as nice, you know, 45 grand. 38 grand, 45 grand. You can find these type of trucks that Peterbilt that I'm talking about, or Kenworth W900. You can find these trucks. You can find them. You don't need to spend $200,000 fucking dollars. Now understand, his trailer is expensive because he wasn't doing dry van or reefer. And if you notice, like these nice trucks, they're not pulling dry vans or reefers. They're not doing that because they're not working the load board. They got, they got their little account. They got their little they got their little hookup. They know where to go. They got their own customers that they kind of work with. I understand that too. But you don't need to spend $200,000, $50,000 on a truck. You just don't. So it's just, that means payments, that means overhead, that means more work, but you don't have to do all that, right? And when you're at that level and you find a decent truck, like he's got, you find a nice one, probably around it probably is between 500,000 and 800,000 miles on it, and what's really important with these trucks, with semi trucks, is engine hours. Engine hours are more important than mileage. Okay? Because that kind of gives you an idea of where we're at for engine rebuild, right? So if the truck has high engine hours, then you got to know what type of engine it's got, and then they'll understand how much you got to spend to rebuild the engine. Okay? Now with a Cummins engine, not too bad. Actually, I was doing the math. It's more cheaper to rip that engine out and put another one into a lower mileage in it than it is to actually rebuild the fucking engine that you already have. Now, you're not going to be matching, but it's the same shit. That is what you do. You don't fucking rebuild the fucking thing because it costs you way more money. You just take it out, boom, and another one, boom, done. Right? Not fucking all this rebuilding shit. Use that brain, man, that fucking brain. We're not sitting there trying to rebuild a fucking engine, a semi-truck engine. That is a lot of labor, a lot of work, parts to get, parts that they have to deal with, more problems that the mechanics have to deal with. Something might go wrong, but if you can get a fucking engine already ready, it might even be cheaper or just as much to buy a crate engine of the same thing that you have instead of rebuilding the shit that you already got. I didn't look into that. But just to think about those things, those different options. Or you don't have to put the same thing. You can put a Detroit or a Cummins in it. You can put whatever the fuck you want inside these fucking things. Don't fucking matter. It's all the same shit down here. All the engine amounts, they can work all that shit. It's all the same shit. You might have to change the transmission. It might be able to fit the engine. It might be certainly, kind of modified for that Cummins engine. Detroit engine might be slightly different. Might have changed the transmission out. Or there might be some kind of like modified plate or something like that you can buy to, aftermarket something that I don't know that. But those are options that you don't have to spend all the fucking money. It's not about us spending all this fucking money, but guys and people like to say, I spent $250,000 on the truck. You know what I'm saying? They like to say that. Makes them sound big time, right? So, big time is getting the shit done with and understand what's going on, the numbers and the environment and the market and what industry that you're in, and just getting the shit done. The truck's not going to be sitting there for 30,000 days trying to get an in-frame. An engine rebuild, right? So those are things I was thinking about. So this guy was pretty cool. He let me sit in the fucking truck, his truck. And those Peterbilts, I noticed he had the hood popped because he was going to get an oil change. And okay, let me break this down to you. The distance between the front axle, I was looking at the front axle, and his driver's seat was a bigger gap than my truck. My seat right here is closer to the steer axle, okay, compared to his truck. Now that tells me that it will be a really extremely better riding truck. because the closer you get to the axle, any axle, you're going to have a more rough kind of ride because you're right there with the axle. And how you can test this is that all these fucking SUVs and these stupid little fucking short SUVs and these stupid little cars, and you open the door and they got it so compact that they built the back door a certain way so you can climb in, but you see kind of like the axle, the frame of the unibody for the wheel well. Okay, right under that wheel well is the axle, the wheel, right? So you're sitting in the back seat right underneath that axle. That's why we build cars a little bit longer, to get the passengers away from the actual axle. Okay? That's why the driver up front will have a little bit better ride, because he's a little bit further back from the front axle and not near the front axle. If you were to take the doors off, you'll notice that the driver kind of sits near the middle of the car. Okay, kind of near it, a little bit forward. Okay, but the rear passengers are sitting under the rear axle. So when you ride in these type of vehicles, these short little fucking sporty little SUVs and these fucking little stupid little 4-cylinder cars, and you get in the back seat, you're bang, 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 bang. You can feel all this shit. Why? Because you're near the axle. Okay, so his truck, like I said, his seat was further away from that front axle. That's the same exact reason why truck drivers will chop the frame in half in the back side here and extend the frame, so that extends their way between the axles. So when you extend the truck, it reduces the turning radius, okay, and also increases some weight. Okay, so it's not going to be no local truck. It's going to be over the road, straight on. It's not going to New Jersey in some fucking dock built in 1908. It won't fit. Doesn't have the capabilities of turning and getting in these tight spots because of the fucking truck. Longer truck, longer radius. Short, that's called, what we call that, it's called the wheelbase. The wheelbase, okay? Shorter wheelbase, bumpier the ride, but more nimble. Longer the wheelbase, less bumpy, but also less nimble. Okay, bigger turning radius. Okay? That's how you understand that shit. So when you spec a truck, you want to look at its wheelbase. What's the wheelbase? How is it going to ride? How am I going to get in the tight spots and all that stuff? That's what you think about. Technically, sleeper trucks, this is a sleeper truck. It's not meant for day cab work. Why? It doesn't have the turning radius. On the truck, it turns much slower. You get in a day cab, you're like, whoop, 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 like if turning a fucking Mini Cooper, right? So that's the information that I got to tell you about trucks. I know a lot about trucks. This is what I do for a living. So that's what I noticed, man. All chromed out fucking gauges and chromed out this and nice fucking truck, but it had the seat all the way down and the dash is like way the fuck up here, like eye level. So you would have to raise your seat up to see out. And the problem is that you look out there, it's hard to see where the end of the hood is. So it's way out there. So you're like driving like this, trying to make these turns and shit, right? So those trucks are those Peterbilts, conventional sleepers, those conventional trucks that normal truck drivers like. They're harder to drive and they're harder to see out in the front. Like curbs, like you're trying to get in a tight spot, curbs, railings, fences, to back into a spot, it's harder to see. So you got to take more time, take some more experienced driver to drive them trucks. A Freightliner International, a Volvo, has that hood that slopes down, shorter wheelbase, so that it's easier for you to drive. Easier for you to put in a new rookie, a newer driver. You can drive it much easier. But if you were to take a rookie and put him in Peterbilt, Kenworth, with that long hood, he's going to tear the shit up. He's going to tear it up. So that's the experience that you have to understand those type of things and what you're dealing with. Or else you're going to be telling you're tearing your shit up and fixing it. You know, we ain't got time for that. Who the fuck got time for that? You know what I'm saying? Shit. We ain't trying to tear it up. We're trying to make money. We're trying to fill that suitcase up, man. Shit. But the same driver, you know, we're in there waiting in the lobby. There's certain parts of their service you have to get out of the truck and wait in the lobby. Anytime they're taking tires off and you have to go and get in the, wait in the lobby, you can't be in the truck. They take your key and stuff, it's safety protocol. So he gets a phone call from another truck driver, right? This is crazy. This is fucking insane. He says, "Hey man, I wanted to call you up and talk to you, man." He said, "Man, I was on this highway over here, somewhere here in West Coast, either California or Nevada. I don't know where, but it's nearby." He said, "Hey man, there was like a dead body in the road. And there was another truck, he hit it, a car hit it, and I hit it and stuff, and it damaged my front bumper a little bit. And I couldn't believe what I had seen. And then I noticed what was happening. I started crying. I said, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening." He said, "I was crying, and we just all kept on driving." Okay, wait a minute. That was an overload. That's a lot of shit to think about. Okay, number one, dead body in the road. That's a problem. That's a problem. Now, we don't know this person, male or female, is alive or what. We don't fucking know. On the highway, why is this person on the highway? I don't fucking know. I don't know. Why didn't see something like that? Okay, you're gonna fucking see something like that. You're not. If it's a tire or a piece of tire, you're gonna see this out there in the distance and paying attention, and you're not gonna miss that. Okay, you just that. I mean, it could be dark. It could be dark out. You might hit something like that at dark time. You got to be careful. But most of the time, I've seen shit in the road at nighttime, like tires and just regular road debris. I've seen that shit, and I was able to move over. That's why when I'm driving, I always battle for the space. I'm not battling for the speed, I'm battling for the space. Now, a lot of you car drivers, I don't know what the fuck is your problem throughout the whole country. I don't know what the fuck is your problem, but you like to hover. You like to get back there by the trailer tandems or get back there by the trailer and just close enough. That's too close. Or then you sit there back there by the trailer tandems. That's another bad place to be. Or you sit up here in the middle of the truck, the trailer, or you're sitting right over here in this area, So number one is you don't fucking hover around trucks. So I adjust my speed based on traffic conditions and how you're actually driving around me, right? So I'm constantly adjusting, right? A lot of times I'll actually slow the truck down for you to pass me. Like it's another truck and you guys, for some reason, you want to sit there for the next 5 to 10, 15, 20 fucking miles. All these day cab motherfuckers, get on my fucking nerves. You'll sit right there side by side and just hover. And it's like two people here, right? This guy's a little bit faster and he's dragging his fucking ass. I'm gonna pass. I'm good. Yeah. But this guy here, he don't do nothing. A woman, they don't do nothing. So when I'm in this situation of another truck that's slow, I mean, another truck that's a little bit faster than me, because everybody wants to go, my truck goes 70, but the other guy's like, my truck goes 72. I'm going to do 72. I got to do 72. I got to do 72. Right? So I noticed that. I let the truck slow down and let you pass me. I swear to God, I slowed the fuck down. Not like a abrupt, slowing down. I just let it gradually slow down and let you pass. I do not want you beside me. I don't care if you're a car or a truck. So that's the space around the truck that I'm fighting all day long. Okay? That's number one that I always kind of work with, is that space. I don't want to be beside you. If I need to move over, I want that space right there available to me at all times. Just in case if there might be a dead body in the road, I can have the time to see it and spot it and move over. And I know where to put you at too. Like, you're passing me, and all of a sudden I cannot see. I'm going to go further back. I might draw further back. And then I'll maintain that speed that I was at before. Okay? So I'm always sliding the truck forward, sliding it back in traffic. I'm moving the truck. I'm really taking care of the space around my truck. And number one is also the front of the truck. Okay, I really want to keep that space up there so I'm able to stop. Okay, I have no problem. I know what the fuck I'm doing. Exactly what the fuck I'm doing. So you don't see a dead body in the fucking road, then you don't know how to handle a truck on the highway. You got to keep that space wide open. And sometimes it gets on your fucking nerves because everybody wants to hover around and sit and then move a little bit and sit and hover and come back here and then sit, hovering. They're like the brain dead, like this. All day long, man. But you got to be in charge. You got to know what you're doing, because, or are you going to be hitting dead bodies, or are you going to be hitting tires and debris and all that shit, But the real kicker is all the people that were involved with this situation kept on driving. You mean to tell me you fucking see a dead body in the road and you fucking was involved and you hit the dead body and you have damage on your front of your truck and you fucking keep on driving, you dumb son of a bitch? I would rip you out of that fucking truck and say, you know what, you're done. I understand that you hit it and then maybe you didn't see. That's okay. But then you hit something like that. And you just keep on fucking driving. I was sitting there listening to this conversation he was had. I said, what the fuck? And I was there thinking, why the fuck you didn't stop driving? He's like, I was crying, man. I couldn't believe it. Well, we hit a dead body. And he's like, was he dead? You sure was he dead? Yeah, he looked like he was dead. How the fuck you know he was dead? Did you stop the truck and check his pulse? Or the person's pulse? That's crazy, man. That's fucking crazy, man. I'm gonna tell you what, they identify those drivers. Boy, that motherfucker's ass gonna be grass. Okay? Ass will be grass. I don't know, that's something right there, grounds of losing your license. They might revoke your CDL for that one. Because you didn't stop. Number one, if I wasn't involved with the accident, and if I didn't hit the person, that dead person or whatever, I don't know, dead or alive, I don't fucking know. If I wasn't involved, I didn't see, I would still would have stopped. Say, hey, there is a person laying in the middle of the road. Okay? And then if damn sure if you was involved and you was hit, and it was maybe a person hit it, and it moved, and you was not able to move, and you hit it also, ricocheted or careened or whatever, damn sure you fucking stop right a fucking way and say, call the cops and say, hey, I need help. We had an accident here. There's a body laying in the road. You don't fucking keep on fucking driving, you dumb son of a bitch. I was going to say, what the fuck? I kept my mouth shut. It was hard to keep my mouth shut. I was like, hey, man, you should have fucking stopped. What the fuck is your problem? And this other driver, he's like, hey man, well just you know, if they got license plates and you get caught or whatever, they talk to you, just tell me you thought it was a tire. This one too. Fucking bonehead, man. You can't do shit like that. You can't say shit like that. I mean, he should have told him, you need to stop right now. You need to stop your truck right now and call and say, hey, I'm not sure what happened back there, but I'm really sure. There might have been a body there. I think we hit the body. Not fucking call him and tell him about it and cry. I mean, come on, man. That's some dumb shit. Dumb shit. Really dumb shit. You gotta watch out for things like that. You got to keep your fucking eyes open at all times. You gotta be diligent at all times. Okay? And, you know, the other day I seen a fucking tire in the middle of the road. A tire and the rim attached in the middle of the fucking road. I saw it. I was like, oh, it's a tire. Move over, don't hit it. I mean, somebody hit that shit. That'd be worse than hitting the body. Because with that rim on there, man, you tear the whole fucking truck up. You tear all the shit up. You would tear the truck up. Because you hit that, it's going to bounce, it's going to, you know, you got to be careful. I understand the dangers of it, but you got to be careful. You got to stay off the fucking phone. You got to really, I know. Sometimes you be driving, it's really boring. But you got to pay attention, because I'm going to tell you, these things come out of nowhere sometimes. Boom! Right in front of your face. What are you going to do? Right? So, most people don't have good reaction time. I say I have really good reaction time because I'm paying attention, number one. And, you know, I spot things. I have good eyes, and I spot things early. Always looking ahead. I'm always scanning. I call it scanning, you know, and in trucking school and trucking, we call it scanning. Out there, looking out, looking at the road, looking at the shoulders, looking here, looking around the truck. Back out, we're looking back out, looking at the road, looking over here. Then we're back here, looking here. Now we're looking at the gauges. Then we're looking at the mirror. We're checking both mirrors. Looking at this mirror, look at that mirror. We don't care if I'm on the right lane, there's no traffic over there. But we're still looking at that mirror. Because people will come up and you'll never know. Right? But there's a thing they teach you. Look at the driver mirror, look at the passenger mirror, look at the gauges. Look out. And it's just a cycle that you do over and over. And that's what I do. I actually do that. And you know, that saved my ass, and they were right. So I listened to them. I always pay attention to my air gauges. You know, for my brakes. That's number one. And then anything else, my mirrors. I'll pay attention to the traffic around me at all times, that if you're passing me in a car or a pickup truck or a semi truck, whatever the vehicle may be, if you're passing me, I'm watching you. Okay? I'm keeping my eye on you. Because there's drivers out there on their fucking phone, they'll fucking sideswipe your ass. Okay? And they'll fucking drift off, you know, and I'm watching you. So I don't really try to ride the middle of the highway, because if there's a lot of traffic and you get in the cities and you try to ride the middle, that puts you for a lot of more shit to watch. So you kind of ride the right side, and you gotta slow your fucking ass down. If it's 60, 55 through whatever the fucking big city you want to think of, Indianapolis, going through Indianapolis, whatever, it's 55. Or you might reach your construction zone and it's 50. I'm doing 50, between 45 and 50. I slow down. These guys, these people, they want to do a fucking 70 and a 60. They want to do a 70 and a 55 in the construction zone. Okay, it's crazy. So slow your fucking ass down. Right? I said, okay, I'm going through this city. Take the right lane. I don't give a fuck about the entrances and exits, whatever. You know, entrances, people want to merge and get on. I do the best I can to move over. But most of the time, I'm doing slower speed than the actual highway. So I'm taking my time just rolling through this area and allowing these people to get on the highway when they want to get on. Okay? I am not there to I'm not there to fight with you. If you want to get on, get on. In this particular area that we're talking about, with the high traffic volume, you got to be very careful. Take your time. Like going through Chicago, with the I-80, I-94, 294, going through a lot of exits, a lot of entrances, a lot of traffic. Take your time, and just roll through. Let them go. Let them go. Just roll through. It's better than do that than fucking be out here. If you're out here and then fucking doing excessive speed, then you got more shit to worry about. Okay, more space around the truck to worry about, to watch for traffic. Right? But you kind of narrow it down, slow down, narrow it down, and stay in the right lane. You got less to worry about. Because I actually find it safe to be in that right lane because I know there's not that much on this side. There's a shoulder there, right? So that's the one thing that I don't have to. So I need to more focus on the front of the truck, the left side of the truck, and also the back of my truck. That's one spot that I don't have to worry about. But also I do check. You never know what anybody's gonna do. So that's how I handle the truck in certain situations. Now, when you get out on the fucking highway, out in the middle of nowhere, in between the cities, full fucking blast, woo, we're gone. Right, but you get in the cities, slow the fuck down, take your time. It's not going to be all day. Just get through it. But the other drivers, they want to blaze through. And they do all the time. I see them get caught up in problems with traffic, merging. They'll cut a truck off. It's because they're not doing what I'd said. They're not being diligent. They're not slowing down and realizing what they're doing, man. I'm not trying to tear my shit up. I'm not trying to slam on my brakes. You know what I'm saying, man? I'm trying to take care of my shit. I ain't got time to be in no shop. You see today, I was in the shop. I ain't got time to be in no shop because they take all day. They're like, I think they were fucking smoking a bowl and shit. Smoking weed and whatever the fuck. I don't know. These motherfuckers, they're fucking retarded over here, man. They're high on pills, high on weed, high on drugs, whatever the fuck. But me, man, I'm gonna be grilling this shit. I got me a grill. We gonna be grilling. Hell yeah, be grilling. This shit like a boom box. Shit, we gonna be grilling like a mug. Now let me talk to you about this motherfucking grill. Shit, we can barbecue, blah, blah, blah. Grilling and shit. You know what I'm saying? Now this is their Walmart Expert. They call it Expert Grill, right? I don't know what the fuck that means, right? Expert Grill. It's propane. You hook up a bottle up to that motherfucker. Let me see this bottle. And this is the first bottle I bought. I don't leave the bottle attached, of course. And it's still something left in there. It's kind of about something like that. Something around in there. This is the first bottle I bought. And it's kind of like last all week. It's got to do what I want to do. Now, if you're cooking for a lot of people, you're going to use more propane. It's propane. And you just screw it in and, start that bitch up with a lighter. And there you go. Always be careful. I open up all the windows, the curtain. I open the curtain up, the windows, these side windows, open everything up. And the fan's running. I cook inside the truck. I lift the bed up, right? And it's a platform right there. I put the grill right there. And I start grilling me some chicken and shit. Grilling me chicken breasts and shit. Whatever I want. I was thinking about grilling some hot dogs, but there ain't no fucking grocery store around here where I'm at right now. I might go in there and check though and see if they got some hot dogs and shit, right? But, grilling. Now this grill is not too bad. It gets the job done. But you gotta understand about grill. I've been learning about grilling and shit, you know what I'm saying? Grilling and shit. In Detroit Fireland, you know what I'm saying? We grilling with this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So now we're looking at the emblem and also where the propane. This is going to be our point of reference, right? So on this side, opposite side of where it plugs in, you're going to get your most heat over here on the left side. On the far right side, next to the bottle, the heat ain't worth the fuck. So the heat distribution for this grill Not that great. If you want to cook chicken breast. Now, chicken breast is very lean. Doesn't have really hardly any fat in it. So it easily would dry it out. Right? So I have to go full blast on the fucking temperature. And it's just not building enough heat. Now, I have the lid on also. So what I could do is cover these vents. There's vents here to build up more heat. And there's vents here. But there's also vents up there. That might help that out. I don't know. But you can't cover all the vents. You know, but then they got vents over here. Vents over here. No wonder. It's too, yeah. So, but you can't cover all the vents because, you know, flame needs air to burn to ignite to keep complete to continue burning. You have to have oxygen. So, but this thing's really not airtight anyway. So, but I'm not gonna fuck with it. You know, I'm just telling you, if you want to buy this little $45 grill at Walmart, that's what's gonna happen. Now, there's a cover plate that goes a little bit above the burner, so that food particle, food debris, whatever doesn't land on the burner. I could take that off, and that might help it. But you know, obviously, what's gonna happen is food's gonna build up on the fucking burner, and it's gonna stink more probably when you cook. You know, it's gonna stink more when you start it up and burn. It may smoke more and all that shit. But eventually, it probably will clog up the little fucking ports where the flame comes out. So eventually, we do. That's why that's there. But the heat distribution is not that great because you get you start grilling, right, cooking the food. And how do I know? Is that you take your tongs, you throw your chicken on there, whatever. You gotta have thin sliced chicken breast. You can't do it like a full. You gotta cut it in half or buy thin sliced chicken breast and throw it on the grill, because if you don't, you're gonna get a bag of sand. Okay, when you eat this chicken breast, it's gonna be like a bag of sand, dry as fuck. You're gonna be chewing that shit like bubble gum, right? We don't want to do that. We want nice, juicy, tender chicken breast, right? Now, if something else like a steak or burgers, you know, that's different. It has the fat content, but I ate chicken breast, right? So thin cuts, thin slice, butterfly it. If you get thick cut, whatever, the normal size, you can butterfly it and throw it on there. So when you do it, I'm gonna learn about grilling, dog. Big grilling and shit, you know what I mean? So after about 45 minutes, you take your tongs and you kind of like pry up on it a little bit, see if it wants to release. If it doesn't release, not ready yet. Let it sit. So I noticed, like I said, I noticed the left side of the grill will release first than the right side. It takes way much longer, an extra 5 minutes to release compared to the left side. So then you flip that bitch. Then you got the nice fucking grill marks and shit, charred and shit. That's how you seal that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Seal up them chicken titties, them chicken breasts, them motherfucking chicken titties. That's how you grill that shit. Grill that motherfucking shit. You know, flip that bitch over. You know, check your temperature if you want to. And, you know, cooking inside here, running this grill creates a lot of fucking heat. A lot of heat. And it gets really warm in here. But I could go outside, but I'm like, fuck that shit. Flip that bed up. Put that grill right there. Cook that shit. I might make a video about cooking some motherfucking chicken and shit. Chicken titties. You know. I know, you know. So, it is what it is, man. Hey, man, it is what it is, man. Stay safe out there, man. You know, I always try to do my 100% best to stay safe. It's because, you know, I ain't got time for that shit. I ain't trying to fuck with it. I'm trying to, number one, take care of my shit. Number two, not hit nothing. It might tear your shit up. Number three, I ain't got time to be in no shop. And number two, I ain't got time to be on the side of the road with a state trooper talking about a dead body. Okay? Pay attention. Be very diligent. What the fuck you doing? Okay? You see traffic moving around like this in front of you, you need to wonder why they're doing that. That's a cue. Pay attention to the traffic and how it's moving, and it will tell you that might be something wrong going on up ahead. Okay? So, don't think with the speedometer. Don't think with the fucking gas pedal. Don't think. Think with your fucking head. Okay, what the traffic is doing. You know, it's not about the speed, it's about keeping the motherfucker moving. Okay? When you stop a truck when you stop to use the restroom, when you stop, that's when you lose so much fucking time if you're trying to make an appointment. But if you keep the truck rolling, keep it moving, you'll be okay. You'll be better off, right? You can make it, okay? And even if it gets so tight and you can't make it, you still don't rush. Stay with it. Stay up there. Fuck it, right? You get there and you're late, and they say, hey, we can't. You're late. You may have to reschedule. Okay, no problem. We're gonna reschedule. But we arrived. We're here. We got here safely. Or we'll work you in. We'll try to do it. I don't know. We'll work you in. I don't know. We might make it. Okay, cool. Don't let no fucking dispatch punk you up. Don't let no motherfucking dispatcher or broker punk you up. They can all suck my motherfucking dick. Okay? And them motherfuckers, I had to deal with them bitch ass hoes, them bitch ass motherfuckers dealing with their fucking bullshit. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. 9 times out of 10, I've been driving for a while. I got a couple years on my belt. I'm not like 30 years, 20,000 years, 30 years, whatever the fuck. I don't have that, but I got pretty much like 10 solid years kind of, around these things and being on the highway. So I have some experience. I'm not like a rookie. I'm seasoned. I know what's going on. Okay? I have never delivered a fucking load or picked up a load really on the fucking weekend. Okay? Saturday, Sunday, it's not going to happen. You understand the industry that we're in? The warehouses, are they there? Is the workers there on the weekend? They're not. Okay? Now, there are some places now that work 24/7. There are some. Very few of them. Okay? So I'm dealing with the broker. I'm dealing with dispatch. And they say, hey, man. He says, hey, man, yeah, this is a good load. This is going to get us over here to pick up this one. No, I'm sorry. Pick up my last one in Flint. It's going to get us near Michigan, to pick up this next load. And you're going to deliver it on Saturday. Don't worry about it. You got it. And I'm like, okay. So I'm looking at the information that I got. And the delivery notes for the consignee for delivery. It says Monday through Friday from 1 a.m. to 10 p.m. So that means on Saturday they're not going to be there. And I say, hey, man, you got to deliver shit on Monday, man. I called him up. Boop. Hey, man, we're going to deliver shit on Monday, man, because it says Monday. Oh, no, I talked to broker. He said it's good. They're going to be there. Okay, we'll see. So, I get over there. Obviously, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, this is 50-50. I get there, they're going to be fucking closed. They're going to be closed. It says it right there in front of my face. Right? I get there to close. Obviously, yeah. So I call that motherfucker up and I say, hey, man, so, yeah, they're closed, man. Let me check. He says, let me check. No, man, look, man. They got the gate closed. It's locked. It's closed. You can't get in. There's a gate. It's locked. I sent him a picture of the fucking gate. It says stop. There's a stop sign right there. And it's padlocked. It's lock and chain. Let me check. I was like, hey, you ain't checking shit, motherfucker. I'm start backing that bitch up. So I gotta go get fuel, man. I gotta go to the truck stop. I really desperately needed fuel. I gotta go get fuel, dog. I'll see you later. Backing that shit up. Yeah, they're closed. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Why the broker told me this? I don't know. And I was like, I don't know, man. Monday morning, dog. Monday morning. I'll be there. And then I said, he says, you can go over there Monday morning at 3 a.m. I'm going to be there Monday morning at 8 o'clock. How you like that? Okay. So, number one, it's good. We got the load there, near where it needs to be delivered, and it's there. It's in the area. Within an hour, I could be there to deliver. Not a problem. But all this mix up shit, fuck them. Fuck that shit. That's why you gotta pay attention and never do what this broker says shit. Broker don't know shit. Fuck them, they can suck a dick. And they need to do their fucking job anyway. Right? And they need to know the hours. They need to provide me with a phone number. They need to provide me the correct fucking address. And they need to provide me with the numbers and pickup numbers, delivery numbers that I need to handle my business. They don't fucking call me. I don't want to listen to them. I don't want to talk to them hardly ever. You're a broker. You're a load broker. You call me. I don't want to fucking hear your shit. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to load brokers at all. They call me. We want to update your location. Call my dispatch. They know where I'm at. That's what I tell them. I exactly tell them. Call my dispatch. They know where I'm at. This or that. Did you get empty yet at such and such load? And call my dispatch. They know. I don't want to deal with them other motherfuckers because they're all fucking stupid and ask stupid fucking questions. Do you got 3 straps and 2 load bars? Motherfucker, I got fucking 5 straps and 6 fucking load bars. We got it, okay? We've been doing this, okay? We know what we're doing. So don't give me that bullshit. Especially TQL. Anybody in the trucking industry knows about TQL. They're a broker, load board shit. This is load board shit. That's what you're gonna deal with load board shit. When you're working with the load board. TQL can suck my fucking dick. You heard me? Just fuck them. Hi there. When are you going to be at ETA for pickup? I say, well, it says here at 3 o'clock. What time are you going to be there? It says here at 3 o'clock. Is that what you said, it right? How far are you away from pickup? It says here that I need to be there at 3 o'clock. So I will be there at 3 o'clock. You understand what I'm saying? It's like bang, 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 right? So they can fuck with it. I fuck with them all the time. I hang the fucking phone up on them. And you're like, oh man, that's bad. And you fuck that shit. I don't care. The load's already been booked. They can get mad all they want. It's been booked. I'm gonna pick it up and handle it. All that other shit, pussy shit. Okay, and I understand they gotta do what they gotta do. But don't fucking, it doesn't make sense to make an appointment for a load and ask you when you're going to be there. Bang, 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 bang. Right? Bam, 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 bam. Right? Bang, bang, bang. So it's like, click, boom, done. I don't even fucking deal with them motherfuckers. And stuff. I deal with a lot of double booking and shit. Now, I've been trying to look into double booking if it's illegal or what, but I've been trying to look into that shit. And I get, to a place was I pissed off. When I get there and the fucking load was the guard tells me, hey man, yeah, that's already been picked up. Oh fuck, here we go. So they're like, ooh, are you sure? Who told you that? You don't know that this motherfucking load's already been picked up? You don't know shit? That's what I'm trying to tell you. They don't know shit. Nobody knows. Everybody's going all day long, so they give me another number. It's going to the same place, and they have multiple loads going to the same place. This particular load, right? They give me another number. I drive around back again. Hey man, I got number 69 in your mama's ass. So no man, that 2 has been picked up. Why don't you go over there and ask them too? I was like, no man, I'm not going over to ask them. You already told me. That's not already been picked up. Now, none of this doesn't bother me. But I'm looking at them like a dumb bunch of dumb-ass motherfucking bitches. Okay? It don't bother me. I'm not complaining. I'm just talking. Right? So, around we go again. 3rd time was the charm, right? So the broker says, I'm sorry about that. I don't know. Oh, they said that too? That number too? What about this one? You checked that one, right? Yeah. Both of them you gave me. It's been picked up already. It's gone. Right? So, hold on. Let me call my crew. Let me check up my crew. Your crew needs to wake up. So they finally give me a number, and I say, oh, that's good. Woo! It's good. Go over there and back up that door and put it in the hole. Right? And you get they load the shit up, and on we go. But dealing with that load board shit, dealing with these brokers, they can go. Bang, 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 bang,